Hello everyone. I'm Kristen, and welcome to Polkadot. I'm so excited to have all of you here today. And we are diving into one of the hottest topics right now: AI and blockchain. Over the past year, AI has been everywhere. Shaking up industries and changing the game. Just look at the NVIDIA and overtaking Apple and or OpenAI's insane, 150 billion valuation. It's clear that AI isn't just a trend; it's becoming a massive part of the economy. So, and today we've invited three AI projects in the Polkadot ecosystem to dive into this exciting topic. But by the end of this conversation, you will have a clear picture of where AI agents stands today and where we're headed in 2025. So without further ado, firstly, let's welcome each of our guests to briefly introduce yourself and your project. And also you could share your stories with AI, when you first get involved with AI. So let's start from Alice's from Wood team.
Yes, thanks for having me. So I am Alex, one of the Wood team members behind the Gavin Wood agentic AI agent, which is right now live on X. The project Wood is a community-driven initiative aimed to onboard and educate people on the Polkadot ecosystem while spreading awareness about like Web3, Gavin Wood, and his contributions to like Ethereum, Solidity, and of course Polkadot. Agent Wood started as like a simple chatbot on Telegram and has evolved into a fully automated system utilizing like the implementation of the ELIZA framework, which allows you to create, deploy, manage AI agents built with TypeScript. And he provides like a fun way to engage with people, to teach them about Polkadot and the ecosystem on Telegram, X, and even more to come. Wood's involvement in AI began with like a desire to make concepts about like blockchain more accessible. And yeah, I think that's really what inspired it. And we continue to grow with like community feedback. People in the Polkadot ecosystem also want to reach out, see what else Wood is capable of doing. And we want to continue to grow and see where this journey takes us.
Okay, cool. Have you already received some response from the community? What are they?
Yeah, very positive. People are having a lot of fun with it. And we even had some people like reach out, like Origin Trail. And we were looking forward to continue to, develop and, just see where we can go with this, because utilizing like decentralized networks is really what we want to focus on doing to make this AI journey into Polkadot a very, powerful one.
Okay, cool. And I encourage everyone that watching us today, and you can try Wood, and you can check their Twitter or something, and it's very interesting. And you can leave your response to their Twitter, and they will collect your informations.
Yep. Yeah, it's live right now. So it's Gavin Wood _agent on X, and yep, he's going all over the place, spreading a lot of Polkadot information, clearing up a lot of misconceptions that people have about Polkadot, and dispelling a lot of really outdated myths, about sharding. It's very fascinating to see, this Wood agent, go out there and even teach people about Jam. Yep. So yeah, let's continue to keep on trying to evolve it together and see where you go from there.
Yeah, cool. And welcome, Alex. and then welcome. Let's welcome Brenna to briefly say hi to audience and say something about you. Briefly introduce about your project and how did you first get involved with AI? Oh, your microphone. You should open your microphone. It's still closed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I somehow managed to just click somewhere and move the whole thing off my screen. Hi, everybody, and thanks for having me. I'm Branimir. I'm one of the founders and CTO behind the project of Origin Trail. And yeah, we've been building Origin Trail since like the initial MVPs were even in 2011, but officially we started the company and the project in 2013 under that name. Back then, centralized knowledge graph, and then moved into decentralized knowledge graph. 2018, basically, it launched, but already cooked in 2017. So, and technically, knowledge graphs are a branch of AI called symbolic AI. So it's basically, it's been around for a while, but it's been sort of this other branch. The current branch is the neural AI, the one that's exploding. All of the LLMs are basically this generative type of neural network that generates the next sort of word or token, if you will. Though I think the token word is overloaded in our world, so I like to say the next word, and basically just goes and essentially pushes a prediction of the next word, while the knowledge graphs, they actually structure information or knowledge rather in an interconnected network, so that essentially you can connect concepts and different symbols, if you will, that then encode this knowledge in a almost object-oriented way that we're used to as developers. So this is the symbolic AI, and with neural AI, when you combine those two, actually you get some great powers. Because, for example, neural AI is great; it can talk to you, it can generate awesome poems and whatever and images. But when it needs to be precise, like we're used to in the blockchain world, it can actually very easily, very often hallucinate. Whoever's been using it a bit more, like to do coding or whatever, you probably ran into it, especially if you want to try to run a smaller model. So it's great at creativity, not so great at precision and correctness. And the knowledge graphs are opposite. They're crap at creativity, but they're great at being precise and correct, and they can actually do logical reasoning. So when you combine those two, it's kind of like combining left brain and right brain, and you get this unified brain, or this collective neurosymbolic AI, as we call it. And lately, it's really nice to see its materialization in the form of agents, which I'm sure we're going to talk about this today. But so yeah, I guess very brief intro about Origin Trail and myself. Been building this for many years, and really excited to see folks like Alex and his team and the rest of the agentic world picking up on the DKG as an interesting tool for building agents and swarms, particularly when sharing memories. So really excited to chat with you folks, and great to meet you. And yeah, I'll let the rest introduce themselves.
Yeah, welcome. And Original is currently the highest ranked parachain in terms of trading volume. So you could, how is the current status of the, when the parachain lease expired and when they plan to start buying cores?
So the parachain lease was basically purchased or extended, really. So the parachain is actually here for quite some time, 3+ years, and it got extended just before the core time purchases were enabled. So I couldn't tell you from the top of my head, but for about another year or so, I think the NeuroWeb blockchain has core time, if we turn it into today's lingo. And it's after that, it's going to be interesting, because right now, running obviously in one core, NeuroWeb has reached some really, really interesting highs in terms of transaction throughput. With Origin 12 version 6, we just saw Origin 12 version 8 get launched, which came out 3 weeks ago, roughly, which actually introduces some scalability improvements to get the DKG to internet scale, which also, let's say, diminishes the need for so many transactions. So it's right now it's lowered the number of transactions on the web, which basically makes room for more transactions. So we still have room in this one core, but given the adoption and potential growth that we seem to be witnessing literally over the last couple of days, which increases the previous trajectory quite a bit, We might be also looking for multiple cores. I mentioned that previously as well. So it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to the future, and it doesn't have to necessarily mean that we have to wait for an expiry. That's what I'm trying to say. We might just need to get some more even before. So yeah, fingers crossed. I would be excited to see that happen.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, next let's welcome Leo to briefly, introduce yourself and your project.
Yeah, for sure. Hi again, I'm Leo. I'm the one of the founder of the Neuralauncher, and I'm a psychologist. I mean, we created Neuralauncher near to 5 years ago to make some research at our university when we were student at our bachelor degree. It was for the COVID-19. Actually, we didn't have any relationship with AI side before when we are started our researchment. We also to jump at the crypto side with Ahmed. He's also with me right now to as an NFT collection inside of the Polkadot ecosystem. We launched the first was an NFT collection in the Astar ecosystem. Then, we started to build some utility for our NFT collection. Then we launched the first Unity game on the Polkadot ecosystem. It was a Ziki Strike. But the most of things on the AI side actually started to almost 3 years ago. I'm normally psychologist, but I started to study after my psychology degree to AI engineering to make some researchment how we can. I just wanted to make a researchment about humanistic emotions and also to between the AI side. Then after, when I started my master degree, I stopped studying because I get agreement from the Pavia University to make another researchment about human emotions at the neuroscience department. Then I moved to Italy. Actually, the most of the story for AI site started like that. When I moved to Italy, we already had our NFT collection in the Polkadot ecosystem, and we were building the ZK Strike. We didn't have a directly to relationship with AI. But 2 years ago, when I come here, I met still our current team members. They are not here today, but they are making an academic career in the Milano Bicacco University, and they are directly studying the AI engineering. And we were talking, drinking some beers at the outside, and I was mentioning to them about talking about blockchain, how can affect real life, how we can create some real world adaptations with different applications. Then we were talking like this stuff because as Neuralaunch actually our studying at the beginning started focusing to create some researchment on the healthcare sector because we were focusing to how the COVID-19 is affecting the people. And on this process, we had some knowledge about human emotions and behavior on my side. And also we had the AI engineer friends, and we started to discuss how we can create some application and Web3 side. But when we are creating application, how we can direct it to connect it with this application to real life. Then our studies started like that, and we designed it in Nerox AI. Actually, we are not directly to Web3 project. We don't have a lot of blockchain connections in when you're gonna check it. But we are trying to create here when we are launching our AI application to abstract blockchain side to show to people not blockchain side, but also to integrating the here ownerships on the avatar systems, also to put with a TE, with a Fala network and other things, some secure stuff. And our studying started like that. What we are doing as a Neuralauncher in the Nerox AI, the important part is that we are creating one AI application, which we're going to launch end of this month in the Google Play and App Store. And also we connected to here meta avatars from Facebook.
And it is emotional
Yeah. I'm gonna explain the emotional side also. We integrated here meta avatars, which we are using in the meta, like Instagram avatars. You got me? And also we are integrated to here Ready Player Me stuff. Everything was a SDK. And also when we are designing our AI application, we are not directly to using the ChatGPT or other things. I mean, we are using, but we are mainly, which the different than other project, we are making fine tunings. I mean, we are collecting the data sets from the YouTube. Also, we are collecting the data from our university. I mean, we are getting to this data from our department. Actually, my friend's department, because they are also when building the Nerox AI they are the lesson projects. And here we are mainly still focusing the different tracks, how we can make a more intelligence on the AI side. And other ways, I mean, when we are launching our AI application, we wanted to also add here a voice frequency system and facial recognition system. Because I mean, this is my part, by the way. In the human perception and psychology, I mean, every time the human voice is changing with the emotional side, or the voice frequency is changing to with the emotional side. For example, when I am sad, my voice has a different frequency. When I'm happy, it has a different voice frequency. Mainly, we are targeting on this part. And the facial side, as a human, we are creating a communication with the voice. But secondly, the biggest target in the communication is the body, which is the physical movements. Like I am happy. Okay, that looks like happy, but I am happy. I am sad. I mean, mainly we are targeting on these two type of to understand who is the user our AI application, that they are the emotions, and we are responding to with our AI avatars with this input. But I mean, also here we make it for different things. When we are using the AI site, I mean, we are not directed to making a fine tunings for like a ChatGPT stuff. I mean, here actually I shared this few days ago some documentation about it. I mean, and for example, when we are using like a simple task, if we are using a for mini, when we are using the more harder sites, we are using the 4o. When we are making using this like an image site, we are using I mean, Gemini and other things. I mean, we are combining the different long language model actually inside of the one AI application. I mean, I shared everything is actually architecture side also a few days ago. I mean, I was lucky here because I mean, I am not directly a developer on this site, but I mean, our friends worked here very well. So what we gonna do? Why we are making it? Firstly, I said to you, the important path to reaching the end of the user, which is the real life user. I mean, when we are designing Nerox, that's why we didn't just focus the Web3 site or just using the narrative side, because we saw this narrative site in the metaverse trends. When metaverse, like a narrative site is finishing, your all in liquidity is also going on and your project is dying. That's why, I mean, we integrated here. The first, it's like a personal trainer site, and also dietitian side as a fine tunings as a tracks inside of the Nerox side. And we're gonna integrate the different like this type of tracks and to be making the fine tunings to focusing different some specific sectors in Web2. That's why we make it here accounts abstraction for the smart wallet and also integration and paymaster model to direct it to focusing and reaching the Web2 side. And when we launched our AI application, we're gonna focus first into local countries because we cannot compete like a global AI application directly on the global sites. We're gonna focus to Thailand, and then after we're gonna focus to Japan because of Astar, and Sonium. Then we're gonna focus to Turkey and other countries. Then we're gonna try to grow like that. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much, by the way.
Yeah, and I saw that you have a deep cooperation with Sonia.
I mean, for the Sonium side, if you are asking, actually, I hope you know, I mean, Sonium created from the Star team. And I mean, with a Sony and Startel, not direct Star team, but it is the same team. And I mean, we built it, Neroxay, actually, we have the biggest taking pools in Star ecosystem. That's why we wanted to launch our application in Sonium firstly. I mean, and how can I say, we are the biggest investor in Astar also as Neurolaunch, because we are making also investment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, long story. And so next, let's welcome Wolfer to say hi to everyone.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Ahmet. I'm the CTO and founder of one of the founders of Neurolaunch. I'm a VR and blockchain developer. Firstly, I was VR developer for 4 years, and then I wanted to go to the blockchain part because it's all the new technologies, blockchain, VR, and these new technologies. So now I'm on the more on the blockchain side, and we are working on the as a neural engine on the AI mostly right now, because we all launched different projects also for like as Leo said, NFT collection and a game, for example. And now we are working on the AI side to we are combining our ideas, what we can do with the these technologies, because it's all still in the early process. Like, for example, um, I'm a VR developer, and I see the development of VR for many years, and still not like the other technologies. Still, there are a lot of things to do. As a new, there are a lot of things you can do for new paths. Like so, in AI now, a lot of teams are for working for AI to create new things for humanity, and also as a neural engine, we are working on that.
Okay, cool. Welcome. So I think the audience already know our guests, so let's get our conversation started. The first topic, over the past year, AI has become foundational across industries, and NVIDIA surpassed Apple to become the world's most valuable company, which is more than just a headline. It marks the rise of AI, and OpenAI achieving a valuation of 157 billion is another milestone, highlighting the market's confidence in AI as an economic giant. However, Gavin mentioned in an interview, I think in November, that AI and Web3 are fundamentally opposed, with decentralization unlikely to become the mainstream model for AI in the short term. So I want to, hear your view on this, because it's really important for Polkadot ecosystem. So how about let's start from Alice's.
Yes, so I completely understand that perspective. As the current trajectory of AI, heavily reliant on centralized data, poses some challenges to decentralization. However, I think that emerging technologies like Fala's, TEE Cloud and Origin Trail's decentralized knowledge graph provide solutions to this, which we are actually incorporating into the Wood agent. These technologies allow AI to operate, I guess, within decentralized frameworks, and by incorporating these, we hope to bridge that gap between AI capabilities and principles of Web3. Yeah, so that's what I think about it.
Yeah, it's logical to to think it like this way. But but Brenna, I want to hear your view on this, because you are so experienced in Web 2 and Web 3. And how do you say to this?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Gavin mentioned this kind of fundamental opposition, because to an extent I agree, and this has been embodied also, this principle, in the way Origin Trail is designed. So Origin Trail is a knowledge graph that is not sitting on a blockchain directly. So it's not a blockchain itself. It's actually a network of its own, a decentralized network that connects to different blockchains. And it cannot not work without a blockchain in the sense that it's done. So the blockchain is a dependency for it. But from the get-go, it was designed like this, both in terms of scalability in mind, but also like really using the blockchain what it's best for. And from what I understood, Gavin's statement was really about, like, I mean, you want to kind of have these neural models at least running on some really strong hardware without the limitations of consensus, meaning every transaction, everything sort of has to fit in a block and get signed and distributed through the network. This obviously adds overhead, and it's kind of naturally opposed. But that doesn't mean that you cannot synergize these systems in a really good way. And I think what we're seeing today is actually people experimenting with these synergies. How do we connect centralized models with decentralized blockchains, decentralize the AI networks with all kinds of things. So that's why it's really exciting, because we see all of a sudden an explosion of all kinds of different approaches. Not all of them make sense. Not all of them will survive the test of time, but some of them will. And so I'm actually very excited about this. And I think generally that in a way, blockchain is going to see as a space almost not a revival, but even like a actual final catalyst for adoption because of AI. And for several reasons. One is the user experience, just generally has always been a tricky thing for us as a community to get more people in. Anything you touch, from wallets to blockchains, it's complicated. We've been here for a while and we learned all of these concepts, but take a regular person and out of their regular comfort zone and try to put all of this stuff in front of them, and it can become overwhelming, even though we made some great UX. For example, the guys from Nova, they're doing a great job. It's amazing what they've achieved over the last couple of years. But just think of an AI agent that is incredibly intelligent and can just grasp these things and doesn't even need a UI. And by the same token, knowledge graphs have always been a complex technology. And because of this complexity, basically it only got adopted by the biggest players in the world. Those are Netflix, Amazon, Google, IKEA, Uber. These big companies, basically, because they had the resources, they had the funds to acquire the most, educated, most advanced specialists for building knowledge graphs, and people who could really extract the value from them, but more so build them, because that was expensive. So you required experts, you required a lot of money to build knowledge graphs. Today, agents can do this at much less cost, and they are experts in a sense, because if you take some bigger model, it already knows everything that it needs to know about knowledge graphs and so forth. Of course, it hallucinates, so you don't want to just let it run rampant. Of course, you want to put some guardrails, and ideally, knowledge graphs and blockchains together are an amazing guardrails. But what I'm trying to say basically is that now a lot of the barriers to adoption and increases in productivity are just like here. And apart from that, just blockchains solve, or our Web3 world really solves an incredibly more, bigger problem than it was, which is centralization and control and ownership. So, I don't want to imagine a world where AI is controlled by a couple of people or a couple of countries in the world. That's why we're fighting for a world where all of us can actually participate in this global network and own our data, own the models, own pieces of the network through either an economic stake or actually running collators, validators, nodes, and their own agents. So ultimately, I think it's a really great time to jump into all of the exciting activities, because it's never been easier, and at the same time it's never been this powerful. And even though you could kind of go into the technical details and say, maybe blockchain and AI don't kind of naturally fit together, if you apply them in the right way, if you synergize two separate systems, make them do, each of them do their best in their own field, then magic will happen. And that's what we're seeing already with all of the great stuff. Like, for example, what Alex and his team are doing by deploying ELIZA. You can, we've been in talks of, and I know that they've been trying to also integrate DKG for memories for agents. Imagine a swarm of all these agents, like, which are getting literally booted up day by day in thousands, sharing their knowledge together. And when you share this knowledge together, which is very valuable, which is what gets them going, you get some really weird, new, fast, exponential of network effects that is just going ballistic. And we see that in all kinds of KPIs on Origin Trail. If you go to one of the UIs, the recently launched UIs for staking, for example, you'll see some very, very steep curves of growth. And I'm basically just extremely excited to see what all comes out of this, because I think it's not just, experiments. It's also, there's a lot of things that are getting deployed in the, let's say, real world, though I hate to say that because it implies that we're not in the real world somehow in the blockchain or in this space. But yeah, I've also known a bunch of initiatives of people are deploying some really cool stuff. There's also a really good project built on Origin Trail around DeSci, decentralized science, is going ballistic because of AI, because all of a sudden you can actually crunch a lot of different knowledge at scale, which used to take ages to do and just by human work applied. So all things considered, I think the future is really exciting, and the Web3 in a way found its reasoning even more now, because now the problem is bigger, but the capabilities are also bigger. So these things are going to be something that I think drives Web3 in general forward, and Polkadot is positioned in a really perfect way. And I stop here, I promised, but I think Polkadot, like, there's a lot of these things being launched all over the place, and that's great. But ultimately, when I imagine myself running an agent that does something for me, like, I don't know, answers Telegram messages instead of me so I can focus on whatever, coding or something, I really want to make sure that it's trusted. So that means that it has a strong blockchain behind it. And we all know Polkadot has the highest Nakamoto coefficient. So there you go. That's the KPI to look for in order to be truly autonomous, right? Otherwise, if it's, a centralized sequencer, is it really autonomous, or can somebody just go ahead and play around with it? And kind of that defeats the purpose of the blockchain, really. And you kind of sort of start, converging towards a centralized scenario. Nothing against chains that run with sequencers. I think people should use whatever they want to use. But speaking for myself, running a Brana agent, I would do it on Polkadot, on NeuroWeb, because it's directly integrated with the DKG as well, of course, but also because it's just the most safe thing to do if you want to have a safe AI and essentially safe internet, because the internet is just going to become AI. Some people say AI is the new UI. I think that totally makes sense. So it's going to be exciting, and especially for Polkadot, I think it's found its really good value proposition, and it's now much easier to explain why this is important, why it's decentralization and this tamper-proofness actually matters versus it just kind of sounding cool and being a thing that people can sort of put on the side when they build.
Yeah, it's very happy that we can hear the views from you, because you are so, I think you have a say in this aspect. And I think, yeah, I agree with you that maybe we have hurdles right now, but the benefit that blockchain can powers AI is, is limited. So we will solve this problem sooner or later, and the future is very bright to look forward. So Leo, could you share your view on this?
Okay, for sure. I mean, firstly, let's start from the NVIDIA side. I mean, last 2, 3 years, definitely AI sector is growing a lot. I mean, AI sector started more than 2, 3 years ago, but I mean, also we are seeing like X also, and with the growth, and also most of the giant the technological companies is trying to integrate, trying to make an investment, also to making a research and doing something with AI side, a lot of things, because I mean, definitely we are seeing AI gonna change the most of the sectors in real life, from the education to healthcare to like other sectors. I mean, it's gonna affect most of the human life also. Well, when we are talking to human life here, definitely we need to also to check really AI and blockchain is work well together or not. I mean, firstly, let's say, I mean, from the blockchain side, blockchain is important for the ownership and other things, and also AI side is working with the datas. And when we are coming to blockchain sites to becoming to ownership of the data is the main important things, because when we check at the web2 companies on the other sites like social media, like Facebook and other things, I mean, most of them is they're using our data, and they're using and controlling and they're using for the advertisement and other things. But when we are coming with the data with the AI side, definitely data is more important than the other, I mean, technological sites, because for example, social media, okay, I mean, the companies can use our data, but I mean, from the AI side, I mean, it has a more revelational side, because I mean, you can do everything with the people's data. But for me, still, it's so early process for the AI with the blockchain sites. I mean, right now in the blockchain side, definitely financial side is grow it well, and it's so right now mature. How can I say to you? Because I mean, mainly the blockchain sites at the beginning created for financial sectors, but in the long term, definitely a blockchain gonna be necessary for AI side too. And I'm agree with Branimir here, and also to just imagine the people. I mean, some people or a few countries is controlling the all AI side. It is definitely dangerous for the human life in the long term. But well, right now, still, I am saying again, the connection with the AI and also blockchain is so early process. We are seeing a lot of project and the blockchain side specifically with like AI agents. When you're gonna go to just collect the coin market cap, you can see the thousands still applications, and the project is coming here, and directed to generating some different tokens. If you're asking to me like this way, AI really gonna become the revolution for the blockchain side? Definitely no, because it's gonna be same things what happened in the metaverse trends. People gonna try to create the applications or some projects. They're gonna launch it or not. They're just gonna generate the token and then go out. I mean, every time it's become definitely the crypto part like that. I mean, for me, the crypto part and blockchain part is always different, because blockchain side is like to adding the some value and the some different express to new side of the technologies. But if we're gonna talk with a coin side, like a narrative side, of course the AI narrative gonna grow in the blockchain side this year too much. But I mean,
Yeah. cool.
We lost him.
Yeah, I think we lost him. Okay, cool. I think Leo just shared shared his thought on the real life use cases. And Walter, you are the CTO of the project. You have something to add?
I think they explained all the things for that. Yeah, and I agree mostly about what he says about that. And yeah, blockchain and AI part, they have something in common, but mostly in different. And in infrastructure level, it's right now to using blockchain at AI, in AI is not make much sense because of efficiency. Because we really need all the we need really need high efficiency in AI systems. But in tooling level, for example, with the for the blockchain, we can utilize AI, and we are already utilizing AI in blockchain part. But for more mm, high advanced use cases, we still need time for that to experiment, because it's still experimental for mostly at infrastructure level. Uh, yeah, that's my opinion about it.
Okay, thank you.
I think Leo is dropped, maybe his phone or something like that.
Okay, no worries. And when he joined, I will drag him inside. And I think uh, we have to admit that for the infrastructure side, maybe there are some limitations at this time, but problems gonna be solved in the future. And we
Yeah.
should be very you know, passion. We should have passion, but we should also have patience to the very potential future that AI gonna bring to Polkadot and blockchain. So let's move on to our second topic, which is AI agent, because uh, you know, uh, an NVIDIA CEO Jason Huang stated that the world's 30 million developers will have their own software assistants in the future. I'm not sure this number included two of you guys, two developers, the two CTOs in. And they say if you don't have a assistant, AI agent assistant, you will risking falling behind their pioneers. So uh, AI agents are expected to become the next robotic industry with a market scale of trillions of dollars. So could everyone share your insights on how blockchain and AI agents might create transformative changes? And especially you can give us some potential use cases. Okay, how about we start from Alice's as well?
Well, using our agent as an example, I think what is a prime illustration of how agents can transform the Web3 space, particularly in blockchain and decentralized ecosystems, working with technologies like Origin Trail. We've seen Wood already assist us in like onboarding and educating people in a fun and interactive way, making complex concepts more accessible. But beyond like education, the potential applications of agentic AI agents are pretty vast, as as demonstrated by existing projects utilizing the ELIZA framework. These agents have been employed with tasks like automated community like moderation, offering personalized recommendations within dApps, or even being integrated with cryptocurrency wallets to autonomously execute trades, manage portfolios, or even host airdrops, enhancing engagement and incentivizing participation in communities. And as Wood is community-run projects, a project like the development is heavily driven by input and feedback from the Polkadot ecosystem and everybody involved. So yeah, we prioritize these suggestions and ideas from the Polkadot community and encourage everyone to participate in the evolution of Wood, this agent Wood. But this collaborative approach allows the project to continuously adapt and ensure that the agent can meet the needs of the people.
Yeah, cool. And I think wood is evolving very quick, and from the wood meme and to the wood agent, and we already see that. And I hope the wood agent could be the leading agent in Polkadot ecosystem. And I think Orange Trail is holding a hackathon now, and with the ELISA framework, right? And so I think you have see a lot of use cases. What the developers think are focused on, and what use cases are in the market, and what they look like.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening and maybe are in the vicinity, because it's an in-person hackathon, we're going to be having one 27th of January. It's actually the finale in Belgrade in Serbia, where we have one of our offices of Trace Labs, the core developers of Origin Trail. So hop on to our Twitter website, whatever, and find a link to apply if you're interested in basically building an agent in the hackathon, and then going creative and ballistic in that sense. But yeah, I think there's like I said, I'm very bullish on this whole idea, because I see so many painful problems just kind of getting minimized or even going away fully, and some of them that I experienced personally throughout the years, like for example, like I mentioned, building knowledge graphs, and it's actually quite a costly thing. There were research papers that would show that building just one entry in the knowledge graph would cost like $1. So imagine like a million entry knowledge graph is $1 million. It was incredibly expensive, and now that cost is going down like tremendously. When it comes to use, I think people are just generally experimenting really interesting things right now, and everything that's going around the ELISA framework and the other ones are, it's great, melting pot of ideas, and everything that's happening there is, just like a huge learning happening at a collective scale. But when you think about use cases for anything agentic, you can kind of consider where humans are agents as well. We have agentic capabilities, and the word agent in the widest sense means human as well, right? So humans are agents as well. So with AI agents, whatever capabilities we give them, but what the ones we give them in the sense of being sure that we can actually let them in the real world, those are going to be going really well. And for example, we've seen things being implemented in supply chains where there's a bunch of checks being done by agents building and discovering knowledge for DeSci. They're basically wooing this web of information together, and they can do that while we sleep. But there's tons of use cases. One of them being autonomous supply chains. There's use cases in actually verifying content, which is a major problem. Like you can just sort of zoom out and see that the world is becoming increasingly problematic in the sense of figuring out what's really true. And because the cost of creating new information is just diminished to nothing, and everybody can create whatever they want, from corn to porn, like they like to say, with AI. So it's the true problem is going to be, what's the real data? And then this real data is not just for humans, for us to know what the hell is going on. It's also for AI to train, because you cannot really, there's actually a problem if you train with non-real data, the data that was generated by AI. It's called the model collapse problem. Turns out that these AI models become worse if you train it on outputs from other models. And that's already happening because the internet is full of this content. So agents bring us the capability of actually doing things like even fact-checking or checking if certain information fits into the worldview of, let's say, a scientist or a flat earther. Maybe you're a flat earther and you want to have this knowledge somehow encapsulated on a laptop or wherever, and or your agent, and then you let your agent figure out the world the way you think the world is. I'm not a flat earther myself. I don't believe in this, but I also accept that people can have different opinions and beliefs, and it's I think it's a human right, and we should enable it, especially in the spirit of decentralization. So what I think agents can tackle is they can tackle a lot of these problems, and a lot of these problems applied across the industries everywhere. So anything from traditional business, traditional finance, to more advanced technologies, and I'm really excited to see all the things that are brewing. But it's very early. I agree with Leo. He said he made the right point, and it's really, when it's early, it's good to be experimenting. So I invite everybody to not just our hackathon, but also to just try and run your own agent. With Eliza, it's actually not that hard. And within an hour you can have an agent, and all of a sudden you're in a new paradigm. And it pays to try these things off, because out of all these experiments, there's going to be a lot of interesting new technology, and also value in the sense of both economic and knowledge being generated. So I would encourage everybody to try. You can also try with the DKG, with Origin Trail. So having this knowledge graph memory, empower your agent with the plugin. It's available on our GitHub. And yeah, we also have a video that recorded about how you can do it. So we did a stream on Tuesday. So yeah, if you do so, let me know if you have any troubles, or ping us in the Discord. We'd love to help and see what cool thing you're building. So we're really welcome all of the new entrants into the ecosystem. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think there's tons of use cases.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I think people could try, because there are a lot of frameworks and the infra help developers to very easy to create agencies. So it's in the early stage. People should try try everything, and it's worth your test, and worth your time. So and Leo, I think you create the emotional AI and stuff. I think you are very close to the use cases.
Sure, for sure. But I mean, I'm sorry, I passed the questions, but because my connection gone, I dropped it. But I think question was around to what we are thinking about the AI agent side, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, for me, the crypto side, definitely AI agent part is become the narrative. That's why people is talking right now in the crypto, and everybody is launching directly to some AI agents. People is wanna follow the narrative. But I mean, for me, I mean, how can I say to you? I mean, I have, for example, family, and my family, even not my father is so close, but my mother is even not close to crypto and blockchain. If I'm gonna ask right now to my mother, hey mom, do you know AI agent? Probably she gonna tell me what is it. Actually, her son also is creating some projects on it too. I mean, why I wanted to mention it? I mean, maybe we are hearing a lot of time to AI agent, and that's why we are becoming too near, or we are thinking that's the revelation, or like this something, but that's not true. If we will not use it in the in the AI agent side directly to inside of the sectors, it will not be, how can I say, usable. And for those AI agent side in the crypto sector, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, to using AI agents for the trading and other things, definitely it is really a valuable side if we're gonna focus on this side. Because I mean, you can use the AI agent in the financial side, you can get advice, and AI can work here probably better than me and better than other traders, because to analyzing to some graphics and metrics, and we can get a more better results on this side. For example, I mean, when you are using the AI agent side to necessary part, it is usable. And in the crypto side, to definitely in the financial side is so necessary to using some AI to get help, and you can get some advice to buy, sell. I mean, like trading bots. You can also get some analyze from the agents, and you can follow this typical rules, and you can maybe grow to your financial investments with this side. But in the AI agent, not AI agent, but like an AI companion, AI as friends, That's definitely, if you are not adding a real valuable side, like to integrating like some emotional side of the human, if you are using just a some similar like some well-known like a long language model, just integrating here like some avatars and just adding some lips movement and making here some voice like a hello, I'm Leo. I mean, it will not be valuable. You're gonna just use a narrative to farm liquidity, you know. I mean, in this case, I mean, specifically as Neural Launcher, what we are doing in the AI agent side, we are trying to integrate the personal trainer agent. For example, when we're gonna launch our AI application, we're gonna have it, and we're gonna give to people to personal trainer on their gym, and people gonna get some tips from this personal trainer specific tips. And with we are making here like a different fine tunings, getting like some fine tunings from the person trainers. I mean, like some datas. We are also getting some documentary in the person gym. I mean, sports sector, like a documentary books, datas, and training to our AI. And we are focusing to directly to these specific sectors because we know we can add some value to directly to some specific areas. For example, I mean, I am using my mobile phone sometimes to getting like some in the with my Apple Watch, like okay, I mean, how much I spent today calorie, and I mean, if we can create a hero AI agents like to direct it to people what they are doing and why they need to use this agent in real life directly to compatible, yeah, it can be good. But I say to you, it is really so early process. If you will not focus to direct it to all the people, like my mother, who don't know the like a blockchain and crypto, definitely it will not be revolution. It's gonna be just a different narratives. That's why I mean I'm every time saying in the blockchain side, until the blockchain part to becoming true to every people, and when every people know the this technology without knowing the blockchain, what the meaning is blockchain, that's the become to true revelation. That's why account abstraction is the most necessary things. Thank you.
Okay, cool. It's very informative sharing. And Walter, would you like? Do you have something to add?
Yeah, I can add a little bit to it. So as Franz says, the AI agents in blockchain, like the AI mission is to helping the humanity, is to help the humanity. So that means actually also AI agent. Sorry, just a minute. So AI agent in blockchain part also can help us a lot on the different side, like trading, like managing portfolios and the other things. Also, blockchain is about the uh, financial side, also the like the making the financial side like a social media. So it's like we are managing our money a lot, like every day, like managing our X account or any social media account. So that means on AI side also, AI agents can help us on blockchain create on blockchain management, more our profile, our blockchain profile, and that means on the meme culture. Like for example, right now meme culture in blockchain is growing a lot, and that means here the culture uh, with the AI agents, the combination can be very powerful here also, not just for the use case like the trading, the other things, also the social parts very important. I think I can add this, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. I think we are running out of our time, but to wrap up our conversation, the last topic I think we can share some insights for 2025? Because now AI has now become a captivating vertical in Web3 in 2025. What do you think will drive the growth of this market? What kind of AI revolution might we witness in the crypto space? Okay, let's start from Alice's as well.
Yeah, so I guess in 2025, I think the growth of AI and Web3 will be driven by like a few key factors, which we are diligently implementing into the foundation of our model. So like privacy and security, decentralized data management, again, user-centric innovations to make Web3 more accessible and user-friendly. And again, community collaboration as AI evolves through the continuous feedback from the Polkadot community, will address real user needs, fostering adoption for 2025. I think these things will be powerful.
Yeah, and thank you. And Brana, what's your view on this?
Yeah, I'm obviously going to be biased, but I think the capabilities of agents are going to advance quite a bit. That literally just kicked off, and I think the curve is going to go in a really interesting direction. And having that said, in order for them to have strong capabilities, they actually need a strong knowledge base. So what I think is kind of a thing that is almost alpha, because people don't really necessarily see it that much in the mainstream, is how useful data will be and how that unlocks things like data and knowledge marketplaces, just building very useful knowledge bases. And what I'm particularly excited about is building them in a collective way. So doing that together with running different agents by different people and having people also participate. That there's a whole initiative around something we call knowledge mining in the Origin 12 ecosystem, which is basically the capability of rewarding anyone, be that an agent or a person, with neuro tokens for effectively contributing to their knowledge base, making their agent more clever, if you will. And then now we can apply this horizontally across everything. It can be very interesting. For example, trading. Somebody mentioned trading. Imagine providing like a current trading bot with not just the current data on, or the charts, but rather also, let's say, a knowledge graph of a history of blockchain transactions that it can use in its context, and then sort of decide, okay, what's actually happening on chain, and use that open data to make better decisions. As I said, industry, there's tons of things that can happen there. So I think a lot of these will contribute to the growth of the market. But usually it's the most the thing that captures the most attention, right? That's kind of the one that gets things moving and everybody talks about, and therefore it's exciting. And so I think generally that's agents are in general very exciting, and they will be the key theme in 2025. And what I really think is that Polkadot should, like I said, again, being one of the most powerful ecosystems in terms of the technological stack, should position itself in this space really well. And that means actually that we finally enable a very easy way for people to do agents on Polkadot, which is why I really like what the Wood team is doing. It's really, really cool, and it can evolve into something really exciting, and especially at this intersection of different technologies. So I think we, as in Polkadot ecosystem, have the best tech, and therefore we should be on this wave, showing that tech where the attention is, and the attention will be at agents. And so it's a really good opportunity, and it's, who knows, like the time in crypto is very fast. So 1 year in crypto is like 10 years in regular world, and then 1 year in AI is even more. So now combine those two, it multiplies. So it's really hard to say what's going to be here in January 2026. But I think for 2025, agents and are going to dominate in terms of what we can see and do in utilitarian terms. What happens with the market, I don't know. I never really comment on that. So maybe we get something that kind of diminishes the attention, which always happens at some point. But But anyway, in terms of what useful stuff can happen, and truly useful now that especially in terms of crypto utilitarian, it's going to be driven by agents this year. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well. And yes, AI agent gonna be the driving force of 2025. And at the same time, I think in the middle of 2025, the Gem gonna launch totally, and the PVM stuff gonna really increase the capability of Polkadot, and really lends a very solid foundation for the AI agent exploring in Polkadot ecosystem. And so, Leo, what's your take on this?
Okay, for sure. I mean, definitely. I mean, we're gonna see this year. Probably we're gonna see firstly, of course, Polkadot. I mean, I saw it like some kind of the names AI driven governance. I mean, it's gonna be probably one of the revolution on this year. What we can see in AI parts, and I mean, to analyzing to discussions and also to making a scenarios AI driven governance can be very well, and also to which I mentioned it the last questions, AI market analysis, because I mean I'm using trading bot, to be honest, and I mean to making analyzing also the markets can be well with the AI side, and we can see here another narrative. Actually, we are starting to think DeFi AI side stuff. We can see like these things, and mainly what we saw on the last cycle in the crypto, we saw a lot of NFT growth, but in this cycle we didn't see a lot of things. Probably we're gonna see also the dynamic NFTs. We are seeing like some anime styles agents in the crypto sector right now, and probably we could see like dynamic NFTs. How can I say it to you? People can custom their avatars and it can generate the NFT, and maybe we can see on this part a little hype, in my opinion. That's it. But definitely, I mean, okay, I'm every time trying to be honest in my ideas, and sometimes I am how can I say to you, making a critical comment, but probably we didn't start to grow yet, and this cycle as a AI narrative, it's gonna has a more liquidity and other things.
Okay, cool. I think 2025 gonna be before, people like to trading on centralized exchanges, but in this cycle it changes a lot, and people, a lot of traffic are on the decentralized exchanges. Yes. So I think trading bot is a logical way to think, gonna be the driving force of 2025. So I agree with you. So last but not least, Wolfer, what's your opinion on this topic?
For me, I think okay. I don't have anything else to include. That's the everything is summed up, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, and that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to our amazing guests for sharing their insights on AI and Polkadot blockchain, and to everyone who tuned in. And it's clear that we've just scratching the surface of what's possible, especially with AI agent and the Web3 space coming together. As we look ahead at 2025, there's so much to be excited about. If today's conversation sparked any new ideas or questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks again, and we'll catch up with you next time. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Ciao.